Are you still in your doldrum? Are you still doldramatic? It's all dolomite to me, man. Hey, I'm here to alleviate a couple minutes of your boredom, though. Or maybe, just maybe, I'm here to give you a little bit more boredom. You ever think of it that way? Maybe you need a little bit more boredom in your life. Maybe that's why we're now friends. Anyway, see this guy behind us? Now, I remember last time we hung out together. You know, remember I said, hey, this guitar is a nice guitar. It's not a swap meet guitar. I didn't get it for $2 on a piece of chewing gum. This guitar, I didn't even have to give him $2 a piece of chewing gum. It cost me $1. Right? I'm walking along the swap meet. I'll give you a reenactment. This is a doldrum reenactment. Ready? Swap meet and go. That's how I was going around, man. It was like sort of like that for every single row. I get to the end, and there's like a little bunch of clean out guys right by the door there. You know what I mean? Like the Last Chance Charlie's kind of, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I got yearbooks. Hey, hey, and one guy, you know what I mean? Everything's $1 on the floor, in the crates, you know what I mean? Everything's $2 for $1 in the crates, you know what I mean? All kinds of like, you know, showmen. Showmen of the swap meet, you know what I mean? You've seen them, you know them. Anyway, man, so I hear everything's $1 on the crates on the floor. I hear that, you know what I mean? I seen this thing sticking out of one of the crates, man. That is definitely some type of guitar. That's an Ibanez. Shit. Swiper, man. I swiped the shit right out of here. You know, I was like, you wouldn't have referring to this as something for $1, were you, my good man? He's like, I said everything, all the crates. I was like, really? He's like, what are you, idiot? I was like, no, sir. I happen to have $1 right in my pocket. I believe it belongs to you in lieu of this beautiful instrument. He's like, that's right, son. Remember that. I remember it. Anyway, so I walked away with this for $1. I said, wow, man, it's the Z Silver Cadet. Now, I remember years ago, I was going to buy one just because I wanted the body. I was making like a Strat thing. Like, I mean, can I just use this for the body? I needed a Strat body. And I believe there was one on Craigslist for $35, something like that. And, you know what I mean? I remember, like, you know what I mean? Reading about something on the internet, like, stay away from this garbage, man. It's crap. You know what I mean? Run and fast. You know what I mean? I was like, really? I remember reading that a couple of years ago. I was like, think, man, is that bad? Ibanez is a good brand. You know what I mean? I'm saying. And then, like, I read some more people saying bad things about it. Then I started reading people say, like, nice things about it. Oh, I had one when I was, like, 15. It was my great guitar. And blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Then all of a sudden people come out of woodwork. Yeah, man. Remember this dude, man? I stole the guitar out of his room, man, where he practiced, man. It was a Silver Z Cadet, man. And he got me into stealing stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you read all kinds of stuff about it. After a while, you start like getting like emotionally attached to some of the stories. Like, you know, sleep at night. I remember that guy on Reverb, man. He was talking about he got his guitar ripped off in the roof, man. Hey, man, he breaks you down after a while, man. You gotta invest a little time in you, personally. But we'll talk about that some other time. Right now, we're talking about the Silver Z Cadet. Basically, we still got the base plate here for the tremolo. We got the tremolo block. We got all the tremolo strings are all in there, man. Looks like the neck is on there. It looks like the neck's straight. Looks like it's actually pretty good. We got the nut. Got all the tuners except for one back piece tuner, and I happen to have the actual part that we're missing from there, man. It's just like a tuner back, man. Well, we got to build some electronics here. We have no electronics. It's taking a little while, man. Take a little style, you know what I'm saying? A little wire like a Strat, it looks like. Same, maybe we'll look at a couple of pictures. Well, think about it. Get creative. For $10, I've already ordered all the parts off of our friend AliExpress, man. Ali. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We'll talk to you, huh? You and me, we gotta talk, huh? So AliExpress, I think it was like $19 or something like that, or $17.33, something crazy like that. I forget the actual figure. Including this, it was under $20 so far. And we probably got to use about $3-4 worth of stuff around the shop. We don't really count that, man. That's the pool, man. That's the gene pool, man. You know what I mean? For like under $20, we'll have ourselves a Silver Z Cadet that we've pretty much, we built all the electronics to. So if it sucks, we only have ourselves to blame. You know what I mean? It's the best of both worlds. We hate a guitar and we hate on ourselves. But we can do it. You and me, we can do it together. So I'll flip you around. We'll look at this. Relax. I know you've already seen it. Humor me, all right? We'll look at it. Together. Come on. There it is. Looks just like some other Samick piece of shit, really. You know what I mean? But it's got a lot of stuff that's like, you know what I mean, cool to have on a corpse of a guitar. Gonna cut down some costs and kind of tricking it out to look like, you know what I mean, it hasn't been raped of any parts that could possibly be used. Let's look to see what we got, man. Strap button's missing, but we got the base plate for the tremolo right on the front. No jack. No, you know what I mean, jack plate. No electronics of any kind to be seen. All the frets are good and even, you know what I mean? Seems to be not much play wear. Jumbo frets on there. Rosewood's very dry, but it seems to be nice, you know what I mean? Nut is there. Functional. Ugly, dirty. Everything's good here. We got both string trees. All the bushings are intact. We actually have all the tuners. I'll flip it around now. We're just missing one tuner casing. These are the old, you know what I mean, 80s Samick ones without the bump. I'm saying this is, they got the little dent in there. They don't have the bump. The later ones had a bump, man. It's the earlier ones. But you know what the funny thing is when I got that Star Force guitar, that the Yes case, I believe, from the 70s, right? It had like a mystery sort of casing in the bottom of it. I just put it in my case. I was like, you know what I mean? One day, you know what I mean, I'm going to open this drawer again. Like, thank God I saved that. And that day's, you know what I mean, amongst us very soon because it fits perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Lucky little coincidences in life. Doesn't look like we're going to have to take the neck off at all. Seems to be straight and even. You know what I mean? Pretty nice. You know what I'm saying? We got all that there. We got all the trim springs on there. You know what I mean? We don't have to do anything in the back here. That's pretty nice. You know what I mean? Missing the tremolo cover, man. So I got a lot of parts, you know what I mean, in the drawer. So we don't really need to buy too much stuff. You know what I mean? The main thing we're going to want to do is try to find a nice, you know what I mean. Hardest thing to do is get the, you know what I mean, pick guard correct. And this is going to be a hard find. Pick guard on this particular instrument was more like a Stratocaster one. You can probably get an easy, you know, HSSS. You know, pick guard, pretty cheap, you know what I mean? But I like the Ibanez ones with the slope. And the regular ones will just be like a Stratocaster one, like do. I like the Ibanez slope. I'll show you some pictures in the learning lab. You know, let's do that now, man. Let's take our minds over to the learning lab and get on learn on. Cadets. Z Silver Cadet by Ibanez. The black one. Hard to find pictures of it, but I got some. We'll see him. We'll look at them now. Hey, welcome back to the learning laboratory. Yeah, boss, I kind of like that. Yeah. Hey, fucking embarrassing me on a broadcast here? How dare you commentary like that when I'm in public? Anyway, let's learn a little bit about this particular instrument, what we're trying to make here. Mostly found, believe it or not, Europe. I mean, pretty much bougie countries in Europe, you know. A little bit of money, France, Italy. Argentina. You know what I mean? Affluent kind of countries, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, not too much in the USA, but we'll take a look at a few examples. The only one I can really find that had front, back, side, side. It's an old eBay UK listing. One of the early runs, right? So we can take a look at all the little things it had. Has that standard sort of Squire-esque tuners, you know what I mean? Humbucker, you know what I mean? Let's see if we can get the other photographs. It's, you know, a whammy bar, 2 knobs. It's got that swoop, that Ibanez swoop. Like the Japan Ibanez swoop there, like that. You know what I mean? Regular old, you know what I'm saying? It's got a flat plastic. I want to see that. It's like a flat plastic with like a, you know what I mean, square sort of cut out. You know what I'm saying? Just want you to be straight on this, man. But the best, see if I can move this down a little bit, man. So, yeah, there you go, man. See that? It's an old listing. You know, there's very few of these around, man. The best, so I can get you a little bit more detail here, is a reverb listing. You know what I mean? Got some American pictures. We got good cameras. You can see here, so it's a 1-ply black plastic pick guard. You know what I mean? You see it like very clearly. It's 2 black Strat knobs, volume and a tone, 5-way switch. I guess it's wired like a Strat with the 5-way thing and only 1 particular tone knob. You know what I'm saying? I like to get one, like a Japan one. That's a little bit more, you know what I mean, like pointy. You know what I mean, even if it doesn't fit the bill, I kind of like that. You know what I mean? That's what I want to get. But it looks nice, a little super Strat from the era. See some other photographs. Again, flat black plastic with a square cutout. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? This particular, you know what I mean, Sunburst model is the most popular. Sunburst, by far, many examples. Some red out there. There's a white one. The red one has white knobs. You know what I'm saying? And 3-ply. White pickguard, white tremolo cavity cover. You know, but everything else is pretty much standard, man. Standard, man. It's an 80s guitar into the 90s, I believe, maybe early 90s. You can see what it looked like. You know what I mean? You can feel its breath on your neck. There's those tuners. I mean, very Samicky. You know what I'm saying? Very Samicky. We have pretty much 97% of our tuners. We're just missing one of these guys. Which I think I have, man. I think I secretly have it. Anyway, you know, this is going to be an exciting thing. You know what I mean? We got pretty much all the parts that we need. You know what I mean? Other than a couple things, we have to order them from AliExpress. See if we can get things that we can, you know what I mean, stick on this getter. You know what I mean? Make it look nice for the people. You know what I'm saying? 1-ply black plastic. That's the word, man. That's the WORD. Have you heard the word? I'll see you back on the slab when all the parts come in, people. All right, so we got all the parts. This is the stuff that we had to order. This is the stuff that we had. This is the stuff that we're doing. So, essentially, we got the star of the show here. It's a, you know, AliExpress Japanese, you know, Ibanez 80s kind of pick guard. It's nice and pointy. A little bit more pointy than the Samick made Korean Z Cadet. But, hey, man, you know what I mean? It's all about flash. Only thing we have to do to this is we're going to have to trim down this part a little bit because it doesn't really fit exactly snug. Very close. We don't really have to. We should, though, just for good measure. Just get in here a little bit, you know what I mean? Got a jack from a seller we're going to talk about in a couple seconds, man. We got a bunch of these. Got a couple of these 5-way switches. It was low on them, you know what I mean? We had to order them every time we had to do a project. Used to have a bunch of them. Now I have a bunch again. This is stuff we had. A nondescript pickup. Humbucker kind of thing. Luckily, you got the 2-lead, which is nice, so we don't have to do any weird wiring. We don't have to worry about splitting the coil. This is a set of Strat pickups from a Spectrum that was made also by Samick, Korea. I don't know, early 90s, late 80s. You know, I had these in a Stevie Ray Vaughan copy I made. And I loved it, and I loved it, I loved it, loved it. And I switched it out for a bunch of staggered pickups, and I hated it. Never played it again. Never played it again. These are great pickups, so, you know what I mean? Hopefully this little duo. Got a set of these, you know what I mean? We'll put them on the appropriate ones. You know what I mean? Whole bag of Samick Squire, you know, strap buttons, right? I got some Samick knobs, and these are the ones that have those little dots on it, man. Those are the ones you want for this particular model. Here's the back of that thing, which is a perfect fit. Perfect fit. I'll show you that a little bit later. You want to see it? Okay, fine. You know what I mean? You asked for it, right? So that's what, you know what I mean? That's what we're missing at the end there. You see that? I was missing. You know what I mean? Just missing. See how that goes right on there. You know what I mean? Now we're not missing anything. We'll talk about that later, though. Never mind that now. You know what I'm saying? Get ahead of yourself. Had a whole bunch of set of these Fleors. These are 500 audio. You know what I mean? You know, the A. These are my favorite ones. I'm going to have to put some booster seats on there because they're kind of long. Got these mini 22 caps. You know what I mean? They're my favorite ones. Old set of Squire. Samick. You know what I'm saying? Just like they should be on there, the saddles. The exact ones, an old set of screws. I think that's about it. You know what I mean? I talked about everything. It's funny, but what are we missing, man? What's on the back here, man? We need a trim cover. You know what I mean? We need a trim plate cover. So I ordered one from the same seller here. You know what I mean? It happens to be like a big power seller on AliExpress that owns like 5 other shops. Pretty much makes all the parts that come out of China, this guy. You know what I mean? And I've had arguments with him in the past. You know what I'm saying? And he banned me from him, all of his shops. And him, you know, it was a big thing. I had to start a whole new AliExpress profile. So the part came in. You know, remember we were looking for a matte, you know what I'm saying, trim cover. You know, we got a matte trim cover. However, that's not right, man. But these holes line up perfectly. I was kind of upset. I was like, you know what? That kind of sucks. I was like, I'll just put it on there. You know what I mean? I won't even show my viewers the you know what I'm saying, the error I made. Then I looked at this. And I see here there's like a little, see that? A little square around there. So I'm just going to tape that up and take the Dremel and just Dremel this out, man. Right along that line that's there. See that line? You can see that line, that faint line. We're just Dremel it out, man. And it'll be perfect. You know what I mean? It'll be exactly, absolutely fabulous. Fantastic. Wonderful. So the first thing we're going to have to do is we're going to take this guy into the laboratory and peel this guy off. Maybe give him a little age. We're not going to refinish this. You know, it's got a big ding here. You know, we probably could fix. But I kind of like thinking about it. Like, I don't really want to even refix it. I just kind of want to leave it the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Just leave it as is. Say a little bit of damage sometimes looks cool. You know what I'm saying? It looks cool, man. Gives it a little bit of cred. You know what I mean? So I'll see you in the laboratory. We'll peel this tape off. Go over this a little bit with some steel wool. Get the real shine off there. And flip it over and put all our electronics on there. You know, put all our electronics on there. Wire it all up. It's a pretty easy wiring job, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty easy wiring. Like a Strat one tone. You know what I mean? Once you like know how to wire a guitar, it's like second nature. So I'll see you in the laboratory. Welcome back. You can always find a friend. Right? He's got like that Forrest Gump shit going on in the end, man. Welcome back to the laboratory. So we got this laid out on the whole gear, man, and we see that it doesn't shit. And I mean that's not that bad, I guess, if you thought about it. But it's gonna, in this one particularly, see how that's really over the line. That's gonna possibly impede with the seating of that pickup. Well, there's some space here because this was, I believe, designed for a Japanese model that was laid out a little bit differently. You know, there's some underwhelming performance issues, but we're just gonna have to deal with it because for the most part it's gonna look all right. It's got the swoop. You know what I mean? The shape is pretty much correct, so it's nice, man. It's nice. You know what I mean? Everything's gonna line up pretty much. Line up. So we're gonna have to widen this little area out, this crevice. Best tool I could recommend her. The old rat tail file, man. Rat tail file, I'll make quick work of this. Leave the plastic on at this point, you know what I mean? Even though we're take it off and rough it up a little bit. Just leave it off right now. Okay, please just do what I say, alright? In order to get this seated perfectly, make sure that there's ample space here for that pickup to just move up and down. I'll see you around the bend. A brand new life, a brand new life, a brand new life around the bend. Do 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 do. There it is. Yeah. Nice and even. Use a straight file too. You know what I mean? I'll admit it, man. I'm man enough. You want to notice? Some green paint there. Whoever wants to decorate their pick guard. Anyway, all the pickups can fit in there correctly, up and down, side to side. So let's take this little, you know what I mean? Let's take this little piece of plastic off of here and run a piece of real fine steel wool, such as this kind of steel wool. You know what I'm saying? Grade all the zeros that we can have. Let's just rough it up a little bit, man. We don't want it too super sheeny. We want to kind of make, hey, man, my guitar's kind of old, man, but my song is eternal, bruh. Let me tune up my vocal cords, bruh. I'll see you in one moment. Peace be with you. There it is, people. I basically scoured it with that steel wool until it was like totally almost like matte. You know what I mean? And I polished it up carefully without getting it like on the sides and stuff, you know, and in the carpets, you know. And then I put a little bit of, you know what I mean, cleaner wax on it to make it clean. Looks good, man. You know what I'm saying? When you have it on the guitar, man, it doesn't like stand out. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like you faked anything, really. You know what I mean? So we have knobs on there and stuff, man. It doesn't look brand new. When I took that plastic off, I was like, gleaming like a new Porsche, man. Anyway, so we're where we should be. I feel it in my heart. So let's talk about electronics. We have to use the bridge and the middle pickup, respectively, as the middle pickup and the neck pickup, just because we couldn't get a black cover over the correct neck pickup. It's the way life happens sometimes. It looks good, though, the lineup. This is cool. This pickup has these little holes. See these little holes here? These tiny holes here and here. The original Samick's had that, too, man. That's kind of cool. It's like a hallmark. That's like if somebody's up checking, like, these are original. These look original without disassembling it, you know. Got the cheap switch, which I believe was original to it. You know what I mean? That's what they had, I guess. And I got these. I'm going to put some booster seats on there. So what we want to do, I got all my springs. You know what I mean? Mounting. These have the general Squire mounting. You know what I mean? Those ones that you take off when you trick out the guitar. So I have a whole drawer full of them. You know what I mean? From Samick Squires back from the day, man. This was my favorite Squires back in those days, man. Trick out. So I have all kinds of original Samick screws. We're going to put these guys in there, mount them and everything, and just check it on the guitar before we start doing our electronic soldering and stuff, man. So I'll see you once we have everything like mounted on the back of the pick guard correctly before we, you know what I mean, get all steamed up. I'll see you at that moment. One moment in time. Alright, so we got it all kind of set up. We had to shave down these bobbins with a Dremel because it was slightly off. You know what I mean? The cavities were slightly off from this pick guard, but kind of muscle it in there. Checked all the pickups, they're all working. You know what I mean? We got everything sort of, you know what I mean? I got this tape down this real long cord. I don't want to kind of cut the cord. Little tricks, man. Tricks. So let's start soldering everything in, you know what I mean? Let's get it, you know, moving and grooving. You know what I mean? Always check to make sure things are working as you're going. You know what I mean? I got some wire that my man Big John gave it to me. Some people call him Dirty John, man. I call him Big John, man. You know what I'm saying? One man's dirt and another man's hurt. You know what I'm saying? He reluctantly sold that to me like $5-10 a couple years ago. Use it all the time. It's great. I don't know where he came across in his little travels. You use that for, you know, all the wiring purposes, really. You know what I'm saying? Get it ready to go, man. Get it ready to go. See when we're all soldered up. I got a little bit of little bit of flux all ready to go. It's open. You want to see what it looks like? That's enough. That's enough for you, man. You know what I'm saying? We got a little bit of, we rub this down with sandpaper, the backs of these. Sometimes when you get them fresh, they will not solder to them, even with flux. Well, we try to trick the American consumer to know it's made out of pure red. What? Red. Lead. Yes, PB. See, we're all soldered. People. So now we got the wiring all done. Put like a little masking tape over to kind of shield it up. You know what I'm saying? Just while we're putting it in there. Keep it all where it's supposed to go. So let's put this guy away. Concentrate on cleaning this guy off. Just clean it off. So filthy dirty it is. And start off with some furniture polish. Then we'll get in the nitty gritty. Come back after we've, cleaned it with the furniture polish. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll get serious about it. Yeah, just disgusting. Just disgusting. Let's clean it back, front, side to side. See you in a second. And there it is, all sheened up shiny. Just furniture polish, people. A lot of little elbow grease here and there. We stuck a lot of little toothpicks and pieces of wood and a lot of holes. It'll soon be like, this guitar is definitely, abandoned after much use. You know what I mean? Sometimes you wonder, like, why was this guitar abandoned? A lot of abandoned guitars are like terrible guitars, This one seems to have just been like one of those guitars that was like a project. And then, like, needed one piece here, one piece there, maybe. Oh, man. Yeah, they maybe took these and then, took all electronics and then it just became like garbage, I don't know. Maybe it is garbage. We'll find out. Shortly was shortly. You know what I mean? It's all sheened up and shined up and nice and purdy and everything. But there's still kind of a couple deficits here. There's a big hole like here. I don't know what this is. It's like, you know what I mean? It's pretty deep, man. Deficit there. And I put a little, toothpick in here and broke it off. You know what I mean? I glued it. But I want to put a little bit of, there's a deficit here. Bondo in these two and Bondo in there. Especially Bondo in this fucking huge tallywhacker down here. Not too much Bondo, other than that, everything else has like little sticks stuck in it. So I'll see you outside when we're out. Bondo breeze. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Alright, so we just got it done with the Bondoing down here. And the Bondoing over here, man. Try to clean it up, man. You know what I mean? Not too much of a mess, man. Got a little rag, man. Hey, man, a rag. Don't even have that much on my hands. I'm getting better at it. Oh, so there it is, man. Let's bring it inside in a couple of minutes because it's very, 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 very cold out here today. So it's dry now. It's hard. Not bad, man. Not bad at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of rubbing compound. Rub it out, man. We're just going to apply that over here and we're going to take a rag and we're going to wipe it off. All that will be left is pretty much the Bondo in the hole, and you'll be able to see the shininess of the guitar. I don't want people to notice my shininess, man, not my Bondo, man. Let's see what happens. I'll see you then. You see that now? Do you see it now? It's all shiny except for where there's Bondo. It's the way it should be, man. Just take the old furniture marker here, man. Go over these ones. Go over the ones over there, man. That's it, man. Just wipe it down. You know what I mean? No need for anything else, man. You know what I mean? Let's not cry over spilled milk, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace be with you. See you in a flat moment. You see? Much better. Much nicer. You know what I'm saying? This like sort of blends in now. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, man. These frets, terrible condition, man. It's terrible, terrible, terrible condition, man. Not good, man. Not good at all. Let's run, the old level over these guys. You know what I mean? The old sanding block. Get them all even. And then we'll do a nice fret job on there. The round over's pretty bad, too. Listen to that. Not very good, man. Oh, man. Workers' comp, man. So I'll see you after the fret job is complete. Fret job beautifully executed, me. Got it all greased up with mineral oil. Finished it real nice. Really nice round over. Terrible round over on there. Just basically, shave it down with the, I mean, I got that at the Dollar Tree like 6-7 years ago. I just took, sandpaper, and I just peel it off over and over again, And this is the best tool you'll ever get off of AliExpress. I got this like 4 or 5 years ago, I guess. You know what I mean? It cost me, I think at the time, $2. Beautiful investment. The only thing you'll ever need, one side's like coarse, one side's like fine. And I have to use the fine side here a little bit. That's it. Looks good. There's some problems with some of these frets. One of these frets right here has a big dent. You see that dent, man? I don't know. It might affect playability a little bit at that fret, at that note. I don't know. But otherwise, you know what I mean? I'm not going to pull out that fret for nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not really, going to play this guitar very much. Already did a very, very excellent fret job on it. Grease it up with some mineral oil, some steel whirl. You know what I'm saying? That's what we did. That's what we did. So we're going to let this oil just seep in for like 45 minutes, 45 minutes. That was really, really like dry. It's ashy. Very ashy in here, man. Mineral oil is like the cocoa butter of the soul, man. So let's let it, you know what I mean? Just seethe, man. Let it seethe and then just be. I'll see you in about 25 minutes. We'll wipe that down and I'll tell you where we're going next. Now, calm down, Neil. You did a good job. You just might be the next president. President Neil Bush. So it's mostly sept in. It's sept in there, boss. Pretty good. So, put a lot in the front. You know what I mean? It's just really, really, really dry. Let's take it like old t-shirt kind of cotton cloth and just wipe off the rest of it. And then we're going to put a little bit of Butcher's Bowling Alley wax on there, man. Butcher's Bowling Alley wax on the rosewood fretboard. And then we're going to take some Mother's Cleaner wax, corn apple wax, man. That's what I call it, man. Put it on everything else, man. You know, that we can see, that we can touch, that we can taste, that we can experience. You know, we're not going to put it inside here, obviously. You don't want to waste it. I'm going to put it in here, though. Can I try to put it inside this? Open this up? No. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it all sheen and shiny. Certainly, sir. That's the Cadet Z. That's a student model by Ibanez. There it is. Look at that sheen. Look at that shine. I want you to see some shine. Look at this. See that? Take off. And look at this. The rose would have been perfectly preserved. Experience in high definition. 1080 pp. Look at that. Sheen back to the headstock. As a guitar enthusiast, I've done my best. Now, the later ones actually had like a serial number punched in there. That's how we can date this. That's one of the earlier ones. The early ones did not. They did not. Also, the later ones had like a little ridge on the top of these. These are flat. So this is earlier. These are the desirable ones from Samick. Hey, so we remember talking about this hole, which I don't like. Now looking at this hole here. There's a whole bunch of holes. We have put the gatekeeper and the keymaster together. Isn't that crazy? Fate. Probably the same guy selling like the port. You know what I mean? I think at 2 different flea markets. I just didn't recognize him. Yeah. The one guitar with my other guitar was a Star Force and a Yes case, man. Not cosmic, man. Anyway, let's look at these screws. This is like a number 2 screw. Like a number 2 38. I have one of those right here. See the head of that, man. It's very difficult with these phones. I understand they don't have AI like my brain does, man. You know what I'm saying? It's about the same size head, only this one has like a more of a, let's just see it in 1080 PPP. It's like more of a mushroom shape. Mushroom. It's more bulbous. This is like more like just like sort of like, more modern. So I got all these old ones, used ones. I'm gonna go through them to find two bulbous looking ones. I want it to look perfect for people. I'm conservative. Now look, these are some of these are loose. Inside of here, right? There's like a little gear. You see it. Let's just taste it. Right, and we're gonna tighten up. See that? The Phillips head thing there. We're to tighten up those ones and these ones that are real wobbly. We're gonna open them up. There's like a couple of them that are real bad. That one in particular, and then like this one. That's right. Get them all straight. You know, we don't want anything all wobbly when we're trying to tune guitars, man. Right? So see when we get this all totally perfect. You know, the tuner's in 112%. You know what I mean? And by the magic of YouTube, I will have that done right now. 1, 2, 3. Perfect, man. Perfect. They're all nice and firm. We're looking good, man. Like we should. Man. So what's the next thing we want to do? Well, we want to get all the herking and jerking kind of stuff done. Where we, you know what I mean, kind of messing around with the guitar in a violent manner before we put the electronics on there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about these strap buttons here, man. They're missing, man. One there and one down at the butt there. I've come across, you know what I mean, two from that little bag that look to be a perfect match. Definitely Samick with off some kind of Squire. Now the kind of screw that traditionally comes in these particular imports, you know what I mean, from Samick at this time is like this. However, I'm going to put a number 6 oval head. That's the kind of with 1 inch that Fender uses in their instruments. As you can see, it's bigger, it's a little bit stronger, it's got a stronger thread, it goes down a little bit deeper. And these particular instruments had little black rubber grommets. Hey man, that's what they had, man. And I got it all ready. You know what I mean? We might have to drill it in a little bit, man. Right? Maybe not, man. I'll see you on the other side. On the other slide. Do you see that? Do you see it? You see it? It's like perfect. And they're old looking, you know what I'm saying? It's like perfectly like supposed to be there kind of like thing. In the perfect way, man. So now it's time, man. What? Time for what, man? I'm not ready, Baba G. I'm not ready. Let's wrangle these electronics in, man. I got them up here on the ledge, man. Here they are. What? No. Yes. Let's wrangle them in there. And at the same time, we're going to have to feed this wire here, which has the negative and positive, man, for our jack, friend. And we're going to have to feed this other little cord here. See that black cord, man? Black cord singing in the dark night. See that hole right there? That's where we're going to feed that guy through. That's for the trem claw, man. Trem claw glound. Trem claw glound. You know what I'm saying? You see what I mean? So I'm going to take care of this very carefully. Very carefully, and just sort of ease that in there. And I'm going to show you right before we start screwing stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Right before we, we got it seated, we got the little wires fed through. And right before we even screw it down, we'll talk about the kind of screws we use. I want to let you know. I'll let you know. See you then. Perfectly seated. Perfectly seated. Everything looks great. We got plenty of wire here for the jack. We got like a hell of a lot of wire coming out the back there for the trem claw, man. We're going to have to trim him down. So what we're going to do, I got this whole bucket full of wire, mostly. You know what I mean? Those big ass ones from the late 80s. Certainly, you know what I mean? Mostly coming from the Korean school. You know what I'm saying? Mostly coming with a ridiculously large head Korean Samick, you know what I'm saying, stockpile. Got a nice drill bit here. We're just going to drill as we go. Bass Mark always says, hey, man, don't ever drill your instrument, man. You know what I'm saying, man. I kind of feel bad about it doing it sometimes. Other times, I don't give 2.5 flying fucks. So let's get this guy down and seated, and then we'll go on with our next part of the game. kind of game you playing there, senior? Playing a cool game or an uncool game? See in a minute. Alright, so it's all screwed down. See those big old screws. They're all used. You know what I mean? They're all those big old ass screws. It looks great, man. It looks like it's supposed to look. You know what I'm saying? It's the correct fashion. You know what I mean? It's the time of the season of me. So we got this. Old pair of Fiskars. I'm just gonna cut this guy right down the center. I got this guy. We're gonna strip that old guy out. There's pure copper. Then we're gonna solder. You know what I mean? This is the ground right here. See that? Looks like a little shovel. You're shoveling to the ground, right? This thing sticks out the top. Yo, that's the hot tip, man. I'll tell you a hot tip. Remember that, man. You're looking at the jack, man. And then you think about, oh, Papa G told me some shit, man. You know what I mean? The one I marked black, that's the ground, man. So let's get to town. I decided now it's hot as Hades. You know what I mean? Hot as Hades, so I'll come right back at you. Once this all fucking soldered up. We'll show you so you can appreciate it. He's all soldered out now. Don't try to wake him. It's all soldered up good and tight. So let's screw that down. It sticks in the... There's the correct hole right there. It's the original hole, man. Let's put the screws down in the original hole, right? And then flip it around. And we're going to do that trim claw. I'll see at that perked. Alright, so it's all soldered down. Both ends now, people. Both ends, man. Let's go plug it in, man. Let's go do the tap test and see if this shit works. I'll report back after we've seen if we're victorious or unvictorious. Peace be with you. Alright, so it worked, man. It worked. We did the tap test. Wasn't that bad sounding either. Not too noisy. Might not sound that great in the long run, but who knows, man. We're going to put these on. We have it all the way this way, so it's upside down, right? It's generally the way we roll with Strat, a caster type. Yeah, it works. All right, man. We want to make sure everything's perfect. That's pretty copacetic, man. I like that. I like that a lot. So we got a couple other things to tie up, a couple other loose ends before we start stringing this old girl up. What about this thing, man? Let's go work on that. You know what I mean? Let's go work on it. See you over in the side lab. And here we are. A nice flat holy trim cover. But remember that little thing I showed you in the beginning? Is that faint outline? See that faint outline? Let's tape up that little outline and just Dremel it out, you know what I mean? So I'll see you when that's all taped up, man. We're to do our little Dremel tricks, man. Tricks of the Dremel, my friend. And there it is, all taped out, house. What do you want me to do with him? So, we've got the Dream Isle. We'll start with this bit. Start with it. You know, we've got all kinds of options. You know what I mean? Just open a hole up big enough so we can get the small, you know what I mean, sanding wheel in there. You know what I mean? Just open up a whole house is all you want. All right. Come back to me in about 25. See you in a little bit. That was good. Very good job, Neil. Not only good accurate, but good with toning up and training your physical cuerpo. Did that with this head right here. This is a nice little stone head that I got in like a little Dremel lot. That's what I mean. Let's see what we can do with this small sanding head, man. Just try to round that down a little bit. See you in a minute. Come on, Neil. Concentrate. We can do this together. Father and son. Alright, so now we use finally this last little dental drill piece to get right into the corner there. This corner I look like I can pretty much get into. Let's finish it off with some metal files. This is my favorite one. We got a couple other ones we'll try too. See in a few moments. Careful execution. Variety of different files. This is my main one. This is a good corner maker. This is good for right because it's fat right in here. You know what I mean? And then to finish it, just a bunch of emery boards, man. You know, this guy for in here. And I got like a double backer right here. You know what I mean? Two of them do it together like a big fat one. So let's peel off this tape and get back with the motion, man. Get back with the motion, man. Do you see that? Do you see that? Wondrous is the word. Wondrous is the word that I must say. Look at that. All the holes line up. Everything lines up perfectly. Perfectly. Still got these. You know what I'm saying? We still got our dreams. Let's put them on there. Let's do it. See in a moment. You know what I'm saying? We don't have to worry about it. We got all that room. See in a second. You see that? Marvin, come over here. I want you to see something. That's how a real man does it. Good job, Neil. Good job. Anyway, the time has come, people. You know what I mean? It's almost time for our glamour shots. What do you mean? We're missing all this stuff. Well, you know what? We're actually going to do that as we string it up. You know, we got these. I counted out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That way we can set the action and intonation at the same time we put the strings on. Got a set of 9s here. I love these Orpheus, man. I love them. Love them. You can get a whole bunch of these in China off AliExpress. Not too expensive, and they're very nice strings. Very nice, clean, like tone sounding. You know what I mean? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Chinese strings. Orpheus. Sponsor of Guitkit industry. Look at that. That's the official thing, man. It's got a hologram on it. Don't look directly into Orpheus hologram. I'll see the glamour shots, people. I will. I promise you, I'll be there. And then we say, peace be with you. Look after yourself. Cadet. Shaver. Good friend. Turned out to be an extraordinary instrument, folks. I'm not shining a light at it, but I mean, if you're looking at it in dull light, it looks like a dull old instrument. And these pickups are gorgeous. I always love these old Spectrum pickups, man. And they're back in action. I love them. And I don't know where this mystery humbucker came in, but thank you, Lord, for putting it back into my pathway. You know what I'm saying? It's got this characteristic, you know what I mean, like drilled like real high. You know what I mean? 80s kind of thing. Drilled real high, right? Just drill like at the top. At the top of the tremolo, man, instead of right in the middle. Strange, man. Super Strat horn. But, you know what I mean? I'm so pleased. There was an issue. I had to take the neck off. Yes, I did. I know why the guitar was abandoned, too. I'll tell you why. Because there's like a weird warp in the neck. Like right around here. And essentially he tried to shim it, but he shimmed in the wrong place. He knew it needed a shim, but he shimmed it like all the way down here, and it should have been shimmed up here. I saw the little shim in there, you know what I mean? And he probably used like a little tiny shim. He should have been using a big shim up here, which I did. And then all of a sudden it came back, you know, Frampton came back to life, you know what I'm saying? Things were good again, man. Life was the way it should have been. You know what I'm saying? So let's hear this old dog, man. I've been talking about it. I've been showing it to you. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get you to appreciate the Silver Cadet Z. Or Z Silver Cadet, man. Whatever way you want to float your boat, man. We're game. I just want you to open your ears and pump up the volume, pump up the tone. Pump up the volume, pump up the tone, right? Get those knobs with the dots, man. Knobs with the dots. See in a hot flash. Oh my God, a hot flash. Leave me alone. There it is, man. Z Silver Cadet, an early one. An early Ibanez control. Yeah. I got it going through my Marshall Valve State 100V head with a 1412 1967 Sun vertical cabinet. Oh, it sounds like butter, people. Position 1, it's just the neck pickup. A little bit of reverb. Position 2 is a mix of these two. And of course, I have the tone knob, which I can knock off all that little. But it's real clean sound, you know what I mean? There's no buzz or nothing. It's a Guitkit and wire guitar. And position 3 is just the middle pickup. You know what I'm saying, man? And then position 4 is a mix of these two, man. Just the bridge pickup, you know. This is the bridge. This is the mix of these two. Pretty cool. Sounding real clean, right? Real clean. Real clean. Put a little bit of dirt on here, man. Let's dirty it up. It's a real tragic story, a real tragic band, man. No matter what you do, I will always be with you. No matter what you found out, ooh, girl, what you. Nothing only won't be a part of it, nothing more two most talented guys in that band killed themselves in a couple years of each other, man. You know what I'm saying? It sucks. Peace be with you, each and every one of you. Z Silver Cadet flies again, people. Flies again, man. See you next time. Here's next time. Ooh, I just hurt my little guitar friend. We know there's going to be a next time. I just said see you next time. You know what I'm saying? We know I'm not a liar. Peace be with you.